Hi guys, welcome back to my channel once again here on YouTube. Today I'm going to do you a review for WWF No Way Out 2001. I've decided to revisit the year of 2001 because it was a year that really interested me and was arguably one of my favourite years in WWF stroke WWE history. I'd done a review last year for Royal Rumble 2001 if you want to check that out. If not, I'm going to be putting a playlist together once I've gone through this entire year, reviewing each individual pay-per-view. I'm not sure if I'll cover the two UK pay-per-views at this time, because I'm still missing Insurrection 2001. But once I get that, I'll probably add those to the playlist in the future anyway. But for now, I'll focus on all 12 WWF US pay-per-views. And as I said already, I've done Royal Rumble. So next up we have No Way Out 2001. We'll just ignore the Armageddon 2000 being on this set for the time being, because I'll probably review that at some point in the future anyway when I visit the year of 2000. And we had Kurt Angle on the cover artwork. We had him, the same picture was used on the VHS cover as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah, as you can see, this is part of the Tagged Classics here in the UK Silver Vision release. Sorry guys, I'm one-handed today because my left hand's completely swollen and I'm in a lot of pain with it. I can't use that today, sorry guys. So here's the spine. The discs. There's Armageddon's and No Way Out. 18th certificate. So yeah, we'll just ignore that side for the time being because it's not relevant for this today. What I'll do is I'll put that there, the Royal Rumble, for a second. So we have, it was quite an interesting match card, to be honest, and it was good to revisit this one for the first time in over 20 years. And we kicked things off with a Hardcore Championship match, Raven against Big Show. I always loved the Hardcore Championship. It's arguably one of my favourite from the Attitude Era. It certainly was one of the biggest things of the Attitude Era. And, you know, that's just my personal opinion. And Raven certainly made his name from the Hardcore Championship in the WWF. Even though he's a big name in ECW and possibly WCW as well with the Flock and everything, but he really stood out more for me with the Hardcore Championship. Him and Crash Holly, they were like the two main wrestlers that would you would associate with that championship. But anyway, it didn't turn out just to be those two in that match, as you would expect. We had various wrestlers not interfere but join in, because you could pretty much join in. Anyone could join in for a shot at the Hardcore Championship. It's 24/7 rules pretty much. And we had Crash Holly, Billy Gunn, Hardcore Holly, Steve Blackman, and I think a few others all coming in and trying to win the championship. We had one or two pinfalls from certain wrestlers. I kind of lost track who got what pinfall and that, because I reckon the title changed hands about 3, maybe 4 times during this match, and Raven became a champion again after losing it, and then it went to the Big Show in the end, who walked out with the Hardcore Championship overall after this match. Very good opening match. As I said, I've always been a fan of the Hardcore title, and yeah, I really recommend checking that one out, guys. Yeah, I loved that one. We had a Fatal 4-Way match for the Intercontinental Championship. We had Chris Jericho versus X-Pac versus Eddie Guerrero versus Chris Benoit. And this was really cool, very entertaining as well. We had Eddie Guerrero and Benoit agree to help each other through the match, you know, work as a team, so to speak, you know, because they're friends and everything. And yeah, that started off pretty cool. I must admit as well, Chris Benoit's ring attire was pretty awesome. It was like black, like trousers or tights or whatever you want to call them, with like yellow tears, like, you know, the wolf kind of slash kind of tears. I like that. That was a pretty good one. Made a change from his blue and black usual attire from back then. And yeah, all four men put on a great match. Halfway through, obviously, the team of Eddie and Chris didn't last too long. Sorry, Chris Benoit, that is, not Chris Jericho. Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit teaming up didn't last too long as they started began to argue, and as you would expect when you agree to help another friend out in a match for a certain championship, that will happen. And yes, very very cool. We had annoying interference though from Just Incredible, who's tried to help X Pac. I forgot about their stable, the X Factor, X Pac, Just Incredible, and Prince Albert. Was it? Is he called Albert then, or is it A Train? I think it was Albert. But yeah, I remember those three as a faction from back then, and yeah, that was quite annoying that Just Incredible came out because I was enjoying what was going on anyway. But yeah, very cool match overall, worth checking out. Um, Next, we had Trish Stratus versus Stephanie McMahon Helmsley. So this was the time when Stephanie was trying to be daddy's girl, spoiled little brat, and Trish Stratus was kind of like Vince McMahon's lover because they've got Linda McMahon put in like some sort of care home because they drove her crazy or some shit, from what I remember. And this match just felt absolutely terrible to me. I just didn't enjoy it at all. It was really bad. Just my opinion, though, guys. I wasn't impressed by that one. That was quite a disappointment. We had a 2 out of 3 falls match. Triple H versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin coming in from a win after the previous month's Royal Rumble, winning the Rumble. So he was on his way to WrestleMania 17 to face whoever the WWF champion would be later on in this evening. And I forgot how much this match was, how fantastic it was, and also forgot how brutal it was. Loads of blood, absolutely gallons of blood lost by both competitors. Very entertaining stuff though, and with Triple H picking up the victory, I was pretty shocked by that, to be honest. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, because the overall score was 2-1 to Triple H. So the 3 stages were a singles match, which Stone Cold won. And then we had a street fight, which Triple H won. And then last was the steel cage match, which Triple H obviously also won. And very impressive, though. Very, very impressive. It wasn't often you'd see Stone Cold lose either around this kind of era, the Attitude Era. So yeah, that was really interesting. And like I said, I completely forgot about who had won this match and how good it was. And me being like not really a Triple H fan, that must mean something to you guys, coming from me to praise him for, I reckon, probably one of his best matches I've seen him in, apart from his match against, or one of his matches against The Undertaker at one of the WrestleManias. I can't remember which one now. Apologies for that. I get lost with those numbers. I get lost in the sauce. Next up, we had Steven Richards one-on-one with Jerry the King Lawler. This was to do with that right to censor kind of storyline. When Steven Richards was in that group with Ivory and The Good Father and Val Venus, where they would just cover up anything that was against. There wasn't PG enough. Do you see what I mean? If it wasn't PG, they would cover it up. So anything that was mature content for the show. It was like a dig at the parent council committee or whatever the fuck they were called back then, who was hating on the content, and it was just like a Vince McMahon dig. So that's why he put them all together. I never really did like right to censor, not really my kind of faction or group. I kind of got the joke and saw what was going on, but it was just boring. I guess that's the whole point of the gimmick, to make it boring. But yeah, it was really bad. And Jerry the King Lawler at this kind of time, I didn't really appreciate his in-ring work. I liked him in the early '90s when he feuded with Bret Hart, but here, no, it was just a really not completely shit match, average match, I guess I'd say. Anyway, moving on, we had a triple threat tag team tables match. So I believe the titles were on the line, the tag team championship, and don't get me wrong, no disrespect to the Dudley Boys and Edge and Christian, they were all good, but around this kind of time period, I think the Brothers of Destruction, Kane and Undertaker, felt out of place in this match. Like, they were too good for this match. But like I said, no offense to Edge and Christian, who both went on to become world champions, and no offense to the Dudley Boys, who, Bubba, or Bully as he was called, went on to become a world champion as well. All of them very good wrestlers, but like I said, it just didn't seem right looking back on this now, when I watched this back, that they they didn't seem to fit the match. They seemed out of place, as I said. And but the match itself, it was pretty cool. I wasn't expecting the Dudleys to win, because I'm sure at some point in 2001 the Brothers of Destruction are the tag team champions around this kind of time, or maybe just after WrestleMania. I'm pretty sure that they are, but we'll find out because I'm going through them all anyway, as I said, all the pay-per-views. But yeah, it was pretty cool for a tag team tables match. But yeah, that was my only nitpick about that, if you want to call it a nitpick. And then we had the WWF Championship match. Kurt Angle defending his championship against The Rock. And I kind of thought to myself, oh, this is going to be a bit boring, because I can't even remember this one being good. But I almost ate my words, because complete opposite. It was very entertaining, like a 4-star match. Very cool. Interference, though, from the Big Show came in, chokeslammed the referee, chokeslammed Kurt Angle, and chokeslammed The Rock, which I found very strange. There were times I thought Kurt Angle was going to retain, but we had the Rock beating Kurt Angle to become the new WWF champion, and then to go on to face the Royal Rumble 2001 winner Stone Cold Steve Austin in the main event of WrestleMania 17. I've also watched WrestleMania 17, and I'm waiting to review that. Whether that'll be today or not, I hope it will be. You'll see it uploaded on my channel when it's on. Hopefully, if I've got time, I can review that as well for you today, guys. But yes, that completes my review for WWE or WWF No Way Out. It's because it has a WWE logo there. I know why. I know. Anyway, give it a score of 7.5 out of 10. Certainly had a lot of nostalgia hearing the theme music as they came out. And I also saw like the advert for WWF The Music Volume 5 with the picture of The Rock on with the pie. And I remembered the pie song. And I mentioned that on Facebook when I was watching this that same day. And that sparked up an interesting conversation, which was pretty cool. But yeah, 7.5 out of 10, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this review, and I hope you enjoy watching the 2001 videos covering each pay-per-view from the US as I go through this. Stay safe, guys. Comment below, give me a thumbs up if I deserve one, or and subscribe if you haven't done so already, because it helps, and I enjoy the company. Thank you, guys. Stay safe. See you again soon for the next one. Goodbye.